What's up, Demon Slayers? The moment we've all been waiting for has finally arrived. Onimusha. Way of the Sword is officially here, and today we're diving deep into everything we know about the story, the features, and the burning question on everyone's mind. Is Samanosuke Akechi making his legendary return? I've been digging through every piece of information available, and what I've found is absolutely fascinating. From story details that hint at classic characters to gameplay features that could revolutionize the franchise, this is shaping up to be the Onimusha revival we've been dreaming about for nearly 2 decades. Hit that like button if you're as hyped as I am, and let's break down everything we know about Onimusha, Way of the Sword. All right, let's talk about what we actually know about the story. Onimusha, Way of the Sword appears to be set during Japan's Sengoku period, the classic era that defined the original Onimusha games. But here's where it gets interesting. The story seems to focus on the concept of the true path of the warrior. From what's been revealed, the narrative centers around a legendary warrior who must master the ancient art of demon-slaying swordsmanship to prevent a catastrophic invasion from the demon realm. Sound familiar? This is hitting all the classic Onimusha story beats that made the original trilogy so compelling. The game explores themes of duty, sacrifice, and the burden of supernatural power, which are central to Samanosuke's character arc. We're talking about a warrior who must choose between his human life and accepting the responsibility of wielding Oni powers to protect humanity. The demon threat appears to be more organized and dangerous than ever before. We're not just dealing with random Genma attacks. This looks like a full-scale supernatural war with demons that have evolved and adapted their strategies. The stakes have never been higher. What's intriguing is the emphasis on the Way of the Sword as both a combat philosophy and a spiritual journey. This isn't just about learning to fight demons. It's about understanding the deeper connection between the warrior, their blade, and the supernatural forces they're meant to control. Now let's talk about the features that are going to revolutionize how we experience Onimusha. First up, the Soul Resonance system. This appears to be an evolution of the classic soul absorption mechanic, but with much deeper implications for both combat and story progression. Instead of just absorbing demon souls for health and magic, Soul Resonance creates dynamic relationships between the warrior and the supernatural forces around them. Your choices in battle actually affect how the story unfolds and which abilities you can develop. The weapon system has been completely reimagined. We're getting evolving blade mechanics where your weapons literally grow and change based on your combat style and the demons you defeat. This means every player's weapon will be unique to their journey. Environmental storytelling has been taken to the next level. The world itself tells the story of the demon invasion through interactive elements. You can examine battlefields to learn about past conflicts, investigate supernatural phenomena, and uncover hidden lore that affects the main narrative. There are hints of a companion system where you might work alongside other legendary warriors throughout history. This could mean team-based combat scenarios and shared storytelling that spans multiple time periods. Now here's the big question. Is Samanosuke Akechi involved in this story? While Capcom hasn't explicitly confirmed it, the evidence is compelling, and I want to be realistic about what we're seeing. First, the visual style and themes are incredibly similar to Samanosuke's original adventures. The color palette, the way demons are designed, even the architectural style of the environments. Everything screams classic Samanosuke era Onimusha. The combat system being showcased matches Samanosuke's fighting style perfectly. We're seeing that precise, methodical swordplay that defined his character, not the more acrobatic styles of later protagonists like Soki. The story beats we're hearing about. A lone warrior accepting supernatural responsibility, the burden of Oni powers, the choice between personal desires and duty to humanity. These are literally Samanosuke's core character themes. Members of the development team have worked on the original Samanosuke games, and in interviews, they keep referencing honoring the legacy of the series' most beloved character. While not explicit, that's pretty much describing Samanosuke. Now, to be completely honest, it's possible this could be a spiritual successor featuring a new character who embodies similar themes. But given the marketing approach and fan demand, I'd say there's a strong chance we're either getting Samanosuke directly or someone very closely connected to his story. Here's where things get really interesting, and this is pure speculation, but hear me out. The original Samanosuke was modeled after and voiced by Teeshi Kaneshiro, which was a huge part of the character's appeal and authenticity. With modern motion capture and voice acting technology, bringing back Kaneshiro would be easier than ever. His involvement would instantly legitimize this as a true continuation of Samanosuke's story, rather than just a spiritual successor. We've seen other Japanese games successfully bring back original voice actors for major revivals. The trend in the industry is toward honoring original performances when possible, especially for beloved characters. Now, Kaneshiro is incredibly busy with his film career, and his involvement would depend on scheduling and his interest in returning to gaming. But if Capcom is serious about making this the definitive Onimusha revival, getting Kaneshiro back would be the ultimate statement of intent. The fan reaction to even the possibility of his return has been overwhelming. Social media is buzzing with hope that we'll see the original Samanosuke actor reprise his role, and that kind of fan energy often influences development decisions. Whether Samanosuke returns or not, Onimusha, Way of the Sword, represents something huge for the franchise. This isn't just a nostalgic cash grab. This appears to be a serious attempt to re-establish Onimusha as a major gaming franchise. The success of samurai-themed games like Ghost of Tsushima and the continued popularity of supernatural action games shows there's a massive market for what Onimusha offers. This could be the beginning of a whole new era for the series. If this game succeeds, we could be looking at a complete franchise revival. Multiple sequels, spin-offs, maybe even connections to other Capcom properties. The foundation being laid here could support years of future content. More importantly, this represents Capcom listening to fan voices. The years of campaigns, the social media movements, the constant requests, they all led to this moment. It shows that persistent fan support can bring back dormant franchises. Look, whether Samanosuke returns in his original form, appears as a legacy character, or influences the story from behind the scenes, Onimusha, Way of the Sword is already shaping up to be something special. The story features we're seeing, the gameplay innovations, and the clear respect for the franchise's roots all point to this being the Onimusha revival we've been waiting for. And if Teeshi Kaneshiro does return to voice Samanosuke, that would be the cherry on top of an already incredible comeback. What do you think? Are you convinced Samanosuke is involved? Or do you think we're getting a completely new protagonist? And would Teeshi Kaneshiro's return make this a day-one purchase for you? Let me know in the comments. I'm reading every single theory. If you want to stay updated on every piece of Onimusha news as it breaks, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. Make sure you like and share the video with your fellow gamers. This is just the beginning of what I think is going to be an incredible journey back into the world of demon-slaying samurai. The Way of the Sword is calling, warriors. Are you ready to answer?
How could I die? By the hand of a human!
Be quiet, monster. It is time for you to go back to the underworld.
If you enjoy our content and want us to keep delivering the latest news, reviews, and gameplay tips, please consider supporting us by clicking the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified about our latest uploads. Join the Power Play community with Jason Creed. Thank you for being part of our journey. Let's keep gaming together.